So this was from a day or two ago. We got Bill Maher saying, this is according to Fox News, that he will appear in an upcoming documentary about Charlie Kirk, saying, "I liked him as a person and I'm glad I talked to him." If any of you paid attention to any of my content, especially last summer going into the early fall of 2025, I was criticizing Charlie Kirk. I was criticizing Charlie Kirk as a free speech activist because Charlie Kirk was somebody, especially in these latter years, who changed his stance about a bunch of different issues. He had a lot of pro-secular branding in the kind of early anti-woke years of Turning Point USA. And then he became increasingly more religious when the Groyper Wars were raging on. And it's just really, really annoying. I've shared, too, about how we shared a joint donor when Atheists for Liberty premiered. Charlie came off to my contacts, is very interested in talking to me in a very friendly way. Then he's very condescending to me in front of a bunch of Turning Point people at CPAC. And I've kind of noticed this over the years, this sort of built-up evangelical, astroturfed talking point mantras that I've just seen from him, to where it really just was annoying to me, especially in the spaces that I was in and plenty of you were in just a few years ago. Going into Bill Maher is actually the reason why I got into politics, why I chose the career path that I'm in now. I saw clips of him all the way back from when I was in high school, and he's pretty much the reason as to why I'm an atheist. And I love Bill Maher. I actually think he's very funny. I think he's very articulate. And maybe Charlie Kirk actually thought the same about him. But I want to make a pretty bold claim. First off, I'll also say that I really despise what happened to Charlie. The assassination was tragic and terrible. We made a full statement when that happened in support of the things that we agreed on with Charlie Kirk, the free speech values that he did fight for, and very grateful that he fought for. Doesn't mean that we can't criticize what he's done. Doesn't mean we can't call his past works out for the hypocrisy that it was. So I want to make an interesting claim, but it's a good claim. Well, at least one that I think could be backed up pretty well. In his later years, Charlie Kirk, especially to younger non-religious people or to non-religious people that he thought were at either his level or below his level, he was sort of condescending to. He wanted to kind of get in these clippy sort of moments to show this is just my opinion, to show maybe board members, maybe the people he's working with, maybe the culture that was established around him, because Turning Point got to be more religious. Oh, it takes more faith to be an atheist. You're just a Marxist or whatever. But then when he goes on Bill Maher's show, a very famous atheist, a very famous anti-political correctness celebrity who is above his level, all of a sudden he appears to be very, 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 very friendly. And he doesn't focus on these big, deep things that they disagree with. Charlie is the one who goes into agree to disagree mode. Reminds me, too, of when Milo Yiannopoulos, all these years ago, around 2017, he would also, go after atheism even when he was more in his libertarian phase, especially around young people on his tours. But then when he went on Real Time with Bill Maher in 2017, he was totally silent about that, totally giddy. It's just so annoying. It's so hypocritical. So it's so astroturfed. It's so fake when it comes to some things in this industry. Condemn and attack the people that were willing to be more mature about agreeing to disagree with you if you're above them and they're beneath you. But play the submissive card when you're around Bill Maher. So, do I like that Bill Maher is going to be in a documentary about Charlie Kirk? Yes, I do. I do like that. And I think there's a lot of nuance pertaining to Charlie Kirk. We'll be making more content when it comes to the late Charlie Kirk. But I wanted to kind of point this out there that we really have to stop being nice for the sake of being nice, because you have entire industries, entire think tanks, where you have advisors, where you have interns being paid to be condescending around us when we're trying to be the good guys. Being the good guys, we are the good guys. but let's stop trying to be nice for the sake of being nice. I'm really, really sick of this. This is why you have Christ is King everywhere. This is why you have the groypers. This is why you have all these problems that we're now all having to deal with in the culture where we played the nice game. We played this long, nice game that ended up backfiring on us. So we need to stop doing that. And we need to remember the good things that somebody like Charlie Kirk has done when he was alive, but also plenty of the things that were detrimental to us and the movement and what we're trying to achieve. I think you can kind of have that, and I think enough time has passed to where we can finally have more of that discussion, and more of that discussion we will have. So thanks for watching, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.